All right. So, what I want to talk about today is the group feature that's built into Social HubSite. And Keith, I know obviously, being new to Social HubSite, obviously the question that always comes up is really, how do I utilize Social HubSite when, I don't necessarily have what I would call maybe a defined community per
Right.
se. Some people, the biggest mistake they make when they first start out is in any kind of digital community space is saying, I don't have a community, or I have context, but they don't look at their context as a community, right? They don't even, maybe internally or referral sources, you kind of look at these as groups of people, but you really don't define them as a community. So basically, what the group feature does is it allows you to basically segment what you send people. So and I'm just going to pull up the example here. I have Phase 2 Connect, which is our Social Hub site.
Right.
That you can see now. We use this internally, so it's a private social hub site. But we have ours. We've changed the name. Again, you can change the name of your groups. By default, they're called groups, but you can change the name of that to departments or whatever else you want. In the case of the
Could I call them industries?
you can call them industries. Yep. Yeah, because sometimes the nomenclature group sometimes can confuse community members to some degree. But see, industries that might be a little bit more definitive of how you're segmenting your community, the people.
Right. For me, I've got healthcare, I've got education, I've got human resource. Yeah. So I've got some things already in mind.
Yep. So as you can see here, that we have marketing, writers, sales, all members, solutions. So the different departments really that we would segment in a company. But again,
Right.
if you're using this in a different context, you might want to you might want to create groups that, like you said, around the industries. If it's a private community, it could be, hey, I have a group for referral sources. What a great, because a lot of times what you share out with your general community, maybe like something you're sharing out on your email list, you don't necessarily want to share. Excuse me, you don't want to share, or stuff that you want to share with referral sources, you don't want to share out with your general list.
Sure. Understood.
So basically, what I'm going to show you here is some things that you can start to do. I mean, the first thing to do is actually create the group. So if you go here under again, I've called ours departments. But if you just click on groups, it's actually the default tab inside of your Social Hub site. So when you first set it up, you'll see that there's a group tab up here.
So I would right click on it, or just click on it in general.
You can just click on it, left click on it.
Okay.
And if there's anything I'm showing you here, everything can be also accessed by admin options up here.
Okay.
So you can go to, if you want to add a group, in this case, I call mine department. So you could go and
departments,
create,
edit, or create.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. All right.
So basically what you can do, I usually just click on departments because it's right there. And then, what you can do is just click on create department. And then you can basically, I'll just create a test. I'll create a department. Maybe actually I'll call this, maybe I'll call this the Social Hub site, Social Hub site support for, support staff.
Sure. Understood.
Then you can click on create group and continue. And then the privacy options in groups, you can see here, you have the option of public, private, and hidden groups. Mm-hmm. So what's nice about this is, say this group, I don't want anybody in the company or, in a community just being able to just join it. I'm not trying to use it for a marketing, it's not really part of any marketing strategy because it's private.
Sure.
A private group, people can see it, but they can't, join it right away. They can request to join it. And then a hidden group is, the hidden group obviously just doesn't show at all. So it's got all, it'll show to the people that are actually a part of that group.
Okay.
I'll show you.
That automatically pops up whenever you create the group. That gives you automatically goes to that.
Right, exactly. which members are allowed to invite others. You could say all group members. I usually, if it's a hidden group, then just create this as hidden. Like you want to make sure that's probably group admins only.
Understood. Okay.
The email subscription. Anytime you send out something to the group, you can say I don't want it to send an email. I want to send a weekly summary, daily summary, or an all email.
Okay.
All email just means it sends out immediately. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll go ahead and hit next step. Enabling documents for the group. I'm just going to keep this checked. This just allows anybody in the group to be able, or you can select maybe admin to be able to upload documents.
Sure.
And you can obviously choose an image for the group.
Okay.
But I'm just going to bypass that.
That's fine. That's fine.
Right. You can also invite people to that are part of your community into the group as well. I'm just going to keep this. I'll invite Vincent here, but I'm going to keep this just kind of cleared out for now. Just to keep Vincent in here.
Vincent Chioda, huh?
Yep. Yeah, we'll keep him in here. He's
that's Vince. He was at the pre-meeting.
I think yes, he was. He was there.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. That connecting.
Yep. So yeah, you can see that's how easy it is to really create the group.
Good enough.
Now, obviously, you can invite people that are part of the group or part of that. If you are starting off from scratch, one of the things that you can do is hit the send invites option.
Sure.
And obviously, this actually will it gives you the ability, obviously, to get other to allow other members that are part of the community to join. Now, because this is a hidden group. Right. It's we're not allowing any additional invitations, but into the group. But this is something we'll go over at a later time. But when you import your members in any other group, you'll be able to invite them by email, by social media, and so forth.
And you can you've got the option to upload from say iCalendar or not iCalendar, but any database.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, CSV file basically. Okay. Yep. And you can do that under members, and add.
Okay.
So what I want to show you today, though, obviously, when you create the group, you'll see those options there. We try to keep it user friendly to be able to, figure out how to import people into the group and so forth. Sure. The main thing I want to show you though today, because again, we do have an elephant here, but we got to take small bites. So, what I want to show you is more or less the publishing side of the group. So when you get into your community and you got everybody into the group, what do you share, right? So one of the best things that I always say is to, like if you want to share, start sharing is obviously you can go in here and type in, say, here is a quick, video status update.
Sure.
So you can utilize the video feature. So this could be, used for training. It could be used just for, again, a quick status update. I mean, it could be used for a lot of different things. But again, when you click on record a video, and you click on allow, all you have to do is just hit allow in your computer screen here.
Sure.
And here we go. So basically all we want to do to start the recording of the video here is just hit on the red button here to start the video.
Right.
And you can do all sorts of things. You can be presenting. You could have your whiteboard in the background, whatever. When you're done, just hit the red button again. Mm-hmm. And then just hit save. It'll play back by default.
Sure.
Then you can hit save. One key feature is that I use sometimes more than I'd like to, is the when you're finished recording, you can re-record. So you can click that, and then you can actually re-record. So say you mess up, you don't like it, sure. You can just hit that again, and you'll have the option to re-record. What happens when you hit save, that'll put it directly into the activity box. And as you can see here, so when you click into it, it leaves a little bit of a space. If you're, kind of doing without putting any text initially, it'll leave space for you to actually write text. But this little code here will actually convert directly into a video.
Okay.
The key thing with groups, though, is sharing, is making sure where it says post in. Mm-hmm. You want to post in, you make sure you choose the group. So I'm going to call this social. I'm going to post in Social HubSite support. The other thing I can also do is if I want to add somebody else into this, maybe it's even outside of the group, I can go here and do that. So you can see here, I can add Vincent, I can add, uh, you know,
Selectively anybody you want, I guess.
right. You can see your dad's the @ symbol in the name.
Yep, sure.
I'm just going to go ahead and post it.
Sure.
And voila, automatically converts the video for you. You can see here, you can play it. And then, so here, because we have the automatic email that went out, it automatically notified everybody in the group that there was an update.
Right.
And obviously here they can come back and watch the video. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. So if I were looking at, say, a specific potential prospect or a client, or a series of them, I could do that same thing and just add the people by picking their names and that email.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. You can pick them individually or to share to an entire group. The other thing is you can share other things like links. So say if you want to share, like, here is a great link that I found that's relevant to you, whatever.
Sure.
And, I'll just pull what Laura has here just to kind of replicate the process. Mm-hmm. This is great for internal stuff because, again, if you're looking at ways to inspire your staff, I mean, if you find a great article, we've all done that where we've like found a great article, but then we carbon copy the world on it.
Yeah.
But at least this way it brings some context so it doesn't end up in the inbox like 5 days later. So right. You can see it automatically pulls in everything. It automatically brings in the preview. You can choose again. I'll choose this in the support group. Say it's something relevant to support. And then you can hit add link and you can see here, bam, automatically post the update because again, we have our email settings set up inside of the group. As all email, it automatically emailed everybody else in the group. Then people from here, they can like it, they can comment on it. You can start the real community piece behind it.
Sure.
So you got the links. Obviously, you got photographs, which you can use. You can pull off of your computer.
Sure.
And the mobile version, you can actually take the picture and so forth.
And add it as a. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yep. Yeah, and you can select multiple images as well. So if you don't want to just see, I can upload this, and I'll just post this one in my profile here. But so once you do that, you just hit add photos, and here you go.
Right.
And then it actually brings it up here, and you can go from one photo to the next.
Okay.
Did you see there?
Sure. Yeah, nice.
Again, nice little ways.
What you've done, and I think I mentioned to you, BombBomb.
Mm-hmm.
What you've done is actually automated a lot of the things that have to be done manually on that program.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and basically,
which is time, and
which is time. Yeah, time's everything, man.
Learning curve too. It's ridiculous.
Time is everything. Well, the other thing is documents. If you want to share out a document with somebody,
yep,
right, you can go ahead and put in the title of the document, a little bit of a description. You can, choose your attachments. Like I said, for time's sake, I'm not going to go and find files.
Okay, no problem. That's easy enough to.
But you can go here and then choose again the group that you want to share that with.
Right.
And then you can also tag it, which makes it a little bit better for people being able to sort it.
Right.
So you can develop some taxonomy around it. So if you go to where this comes into play is if you have a lot of documents, you need to be able to find them. You can search by tags. See this here?
Yes. Okay.
So I can say, I want to find things that are relevant to questions or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
That had questions in around the tags. So now, mind you, we don't have a lot of documents in here, but you see how I did that?
Who does the tagging, or is that automatic?
You do that actually.
Okay.
You have to actually add that in yourself.
It's like keyword thing.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It just makes it easy. Down the road, it makes it a lot easier for people to find.
So everybody that puts one on would actually tag it.
Right.
Okay, makes sense.
You got the search feature, of course, but then you also have the tagging, which is nice.
Okay. Great. Super.
And then, so I mean, as far as groups go, then to get to groups, obviously, or departments and the way I'm using it here. Obviously, you can go to the actual page itself, and then, so if I go to the Social HubSite support group here, you can see just the content that's relevant there.
Right.
A little chicken, looks like I'm a chicken or something here.
Clucking away over there, are you?
Yeah. And then obviously, you can add, there's other things that you can do inside of groups as far as group events. So if you say want to have a webinar or something like that, this just shows you what's inside of the group. But if you actually go to admin options and then you go to events and you want to go ahead and add an event.
Sure.
Oops, actually, wait, hang on. I'm logged in as a different user in this case. So in my example, the back ends here is a little bit different here, Keith. But you get the general idea. Basically, inside of the group, you can create all your group details, like the title, the event, the description, the location.
Is that like WordPress?
Similar, yeah. Sorry, okay. Yep. And then just like that. And then, but here you can also choose the group that you want to associate that event with. So that way, so if you want to automatically email that group, so say you have a marketing event coming up or an event for, like you said, people in your industry or in that industry, then you can go ahead and tag that up as under the group marketing. So again, it takes care of the email, it takes care of posting it to that group's calendar. And soon in the mobile app, we'll have the push notifications built into that. So it'll actually notify everybody instantaneously.
When it's posted.
Yep. Our new mobile app's coming out. Right now we're hoping a couple weeks, but I'm just kind of saying sometime in July at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, from really, what I usually recommend is, number one, setting up the group. Setting up your groups, going to the group page as we discussed. I mean, it doesn't take long to do it all. You go in here, and then from there, actually, again, from there, it's a matter of actually just getting your members imported. So going into members, and then going to add members here.
Sure.
And then from there, it's just a matter of then just selecting the people that you want to be a part of that group automatically. So. Okay. That's pretty much it. I always say, if you're starting off your HubSite and the people that want to be part of it, then just do the member import, which is actually our Monday webinar. Okay. I'll show you how to do an import both manually and through a CSV file. So if you have like 1,500 people, you need to import it. Obviously, you don't want to do that one by one. Right. But so basically, is there any? I think I covered most of that. One other thing I'll show you here real quick. I just think it's kind of, we kind of touched on the topic there of the video, is if I go here to members, let's just say that I want to contact just a community or a member in the community. Now, Vincent actually has to accept his invitation. If you want to okay. I was trying to. Okay, yeah, go ahead and accept that. 2 seconds here. I'll show you what you can do here with the messaging. Let me see. Here. Oh, there you go. Yeah, good. There we go. So, okay, now we should pop up. This is the fun thing about doing this in real time. So here, if I want to send a message now to Vincent, I can click on Vincent, his name, picture, and not only can I record a video just for him, so this will just go on his message board, but I can also send a private message to him. And this is when you get into sales and you're looking at groups, utilizing groups in a way to build relationships and bring some context to what you're doing. You can see I got Vincent in here, and if I want to, I can add other people just by typing in their names. If I want to add, like, say, Laura or Joel, I can add them in pretty quick just by typing in their name.
Right.
And then I can actually go here and just say, welcome to the new group. Here is a video to welcome you. And then so you can actually apply that same record video feature directly inside of private messages.
Okay. Wow.
So here, you can click on allow, and you can see here, You can just, again, hit on the red button to start the video, hit on the red button to stop it, and then it puts that video code in there. And then all you have to do is hit send message. And then bam, this will automatically create the message string that Vincent will be able to, in this case, Vincent will be able to check out. So you can see now he can when he logs in, or he'll get the email notification saying, hey, you have a message. He'll also he'll also get a notification up here too, Keith. Now mine's obviously different, but right now, because I'm a different user, but right. It'll say like, hey, you have a new message waiting for you. Okay. On the app, it'll actually have the +1, or 1, 2, 3.
Keep count.
Yeah, the count next to it, which is
like Google Plus does. Yeah,
exactly. We're focusing and investing into the product is definitely going to be more on mobile over the next month or two. So, as you can see here, though, again, he can write back real quick with a reply. Obviously, it's me, so I'm not going to reply back to myself. But
that's fine. Sure.
But yeah, that's pretty much the main features as far as utilizing groups. What questions do you have here, Keith?
That's under now. This whole here, is this under? I see you're in Connect right now.
Yep.
Connect, and then that's with the groups that are yours. Because I know I had
these are with ours, right?
Okay.
This is private to just our hub site.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Remember, your hub site that you have is just your hub site.
Okay.
So it's not like other people, or unless you keep it public, you decide when you create it, you decide to make it a public hub site. Obviously, people will be able to see it, but they're, again, the members that are a part of that, the people, the groups that you create, all that is something that you control.
And how? So once I started a group or started the hub site and was creating the groups, part of my whole process will be sharing the possibility of the group and explaining the benefits of being part of the group. And then, but each one has that I might send an invitation to, they have to accept it and come and join the group.
Right. You can actually bypass that too. By the way, here's actually, since we were here, actually, Vincent just sent me a message. You can see that, plus you have a new message.
Okay.
But one of the ways to do that is to go under groups and edit.
Okay.
Okay. And you can actually automatically add them in versus inviting them into it. So if I go here to support, I click on edit.
Uh-huh.
In this add new members, see how Vincent's just in there?
Yes.
But I can add anybody else into the group. So if I want to add, say, Laura, who's a team member, if I want to add her, you'll find her email in here that you want to. So I can just find her email, and then I can add her directly into the group. And you can add multiple people at a time.
But in my case, where I'm at, I'm dealing with C-level executives. So there may be some, mid-level HR directors or something like that. But those types of people don't necessarily just automatically say, hey, I'm part of your group.
Right. Well, they're not going to, during the import process, obviously, you had the option to send them the log information. Mm-hmm. What my recommendation in your case here, Keith, would be to actually set up a hub site as a public hub site so they can join it. Okay. So they can join the hub site. They can explicitly join it. So they can put in their information. You can invite them into the group. And I'll show you what I mean by this. Pull up another example here. I think I have another good example to show.
And just while you're looking there, it's a quandary because some of those people, depending on who they are and the scope and size of their organization, they may or may not want it to be public.
Right. Well, again, keep in mind too, again, the groups that they join,
yes.
The groups that they join are also, you can change the privacy of those groups. You can change the privacy of messages that go out. So it's not really, you can look at, okay, the site can be public on the front end, people can register and everything else, but it's you really up to you and how you want them to how you want them to
And that's
you
Linda right
want
there,
to
right?
add them to.
That Health Organics is, or that's Linda from Pre.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, yeah, let me show you actually here. Log into. Yeah, sorry, I'm on an Apple device, so it has to remember everything.
Yeah, I have Apple too. So,
Yeah.
um,
Remember that what I was telling you before about the people you can invite, like, or when you have a different, like, so this is a public group. So
yeah.
public group, I can do other things. So I can not only just invite other people that are part of the community, I can invite them into that group, right? Which
Okay.
again, it gives them a little bit more of a choice that, like, hey, you've been invited, but you still have to accept it to get into it.
Sure.
A little bit of a softer way to do it.
Right.
But as you can see here, want to invite somebody to the group that is not yet a member of the site, which is probably going to be your case a lot. Pretty much everybody in
Hmm.
the beginning. You can go here and actually just enter in your email address,
Okay.
and
And
then
that email address would pull from anything I have brought in through CSV or.
right, right.
Okay.
I would just what I would do is just copy your email column
Okay.
in CSV, paste it in here, and you can do 500 at a time. That just assures that the email gets there
Okay.
appropriately. But um, and then here you can customize the message here. There's a default message that'll show up for you, but you can customize what this looks like. And then the great part about this feature, Keith, is that you can choose the groups that you want to invite them into. So as soon as they join,
Mm-hmm.
right, as a new member, like setting up their own username and password, they'll automatically be added into those groups.
Okay.
So what I would say is take those LinkedIn contacts that you have, or
Right.
people that you can pull and invite them into. You've been invited to join the marketing group or whoever they are,
Right.
and you can automatically have them as soon as they register actually join that group. So now that's saving you a lot of time of having to sort and invite and everything else. You just do it
Yeah.
right here in the import. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty amazing, and uh, the potential I'm seeing and the interest is staggering.
Yep.
It really.
Well, and here's the thing is, and sorry for not saying
Uh,
before I did it, but one important existing members to the group.
sure.
This is actually, by the way, this is that link that'll date you right here. So you can just
Okay.
start typing in the name of the person.
Right.
See what I mean? Like you just, so if I'm not sure if Laura's
Yes.
on here, but you just start typing it in, and then here it'll actually bring up the name of the.
And so that would be part of my list. As I wanted, I could go down.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
So there's a number of different ways you can see, like, you can invite people to groups, you can invite current people, you can invite new people that are not even members of the site yet into a group. And then you can also, if they're a member, but you don't even want to invite them, you want to automatically add them into the group. Like, say if you're starting a company, if you're starting this for a company, an internal private network, then you probably want to use this option because you want to automatically assign people into that. Whereas, like, if you're doing this for an industry or your contacts, you might want to be a little bit softer in that, like allow them to, kind of get them engaged a little bit. So they feel as if they've like accepted membership to that group.
They've had a choice in the matter.
Yeah, that way they're not just getting emails from you. Now they can change their notifications if they say, well, okay, Keith, this is getting annoying. They can change that, but
Right.
And they can also change their status, their email status, and so forth. But yeah, so the other thing you can do too, and then what I'll show you here, and then we'll wrap up is one of the things you can do as far as inviting them versus say you don't have the data. So let's just say that you don't have, like, they're not a member in LinkedIn. Maybe they're a member in LinkedIn, but let's just say they're friends on Facebook or Twitter followers. You don't have that data, right? Like you don't have email addresses for those people. LinkedIn you can export, but right now these other sites don't allow you to do that. So let's just say that if you wanted to invite all of your LinkedIn contacts to join your community, it'd be a logical thing to do, right?
Yeah.
So you could click on this LinkedIn option, which is, again, these are default inside of your community. inside of an open community when you had set that up. Obviously, if you select private, it's not going to say invite your friends right out of the gate, but because it's not an open site. But in this case, it's open, which I'm going to recommend you keep yours open.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
But
I'm actually looking for potentially utilizing this to expand the interest and educate.
yep. Yeah, let me pull up my. I'm going to change. Here you go. So you can see here what this did is it automatically pulled in all of my contacts,
Okay, sure.
and by default you can check all of them. You can obviously uncheck all of them and select individual ones that you want to invite.
Sure.
But when you get down here, you can see you can create a message and or subject line and message. So you can say, "Hey guys, here's want to invite you to whatever the HubSite name is."
I've established a new community and I would like you to consider being part of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Understood.
So, but again, it's a great way. I mean, I got 1,700 contacts on LinkedIn. So, one way I'd want to be able to extend that, bring context to that relationship is obviously through something like this, because, matter of fact, I was at the gym last night and I see this banner there that says, so join our social community. And all it was is just sending people to YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. And this is a great way to have a conversation. It's a great way to stay in touch with the brand, but it's not necessarily a community, as I would call it. You can't connect with other people that are a part of that community. You can reply back to other people. You can kind of somebody's mentioning something on Twitter, but there's no real context with that. Whereas something like this, if you have Meadow Creek Connect in this example, or Phase 2 Connect as we use it internally, that now you're starting to create some context. Now you're creating an environment that's branded to you, something you control, and that's something that ultimately, and you can see any of the content you share has purpose to it. Obviously, if I share an update here, it's gonna be relevant to something going on inside of the company.
Right.
I have Laura, who's our marketing director. She posts a status update every single day into the system. I mean, literally every single day you can see videos. These are, so it's a great way, like obviously to keep people in touch, but bring purpose. I always say bring purpose back to social media. So with that said, any other questions here, Keith?
It's basically dive in and do it.
Great. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording for now, and then it'll finish up here.